Life without you been feeling kind of strange. Well, I see that you're doing very well. You looking very well. I miss the way your perfume smell. I miss the way that you blowed up my line just to make sure that I'm feeling well.
Welcome back to my channel. I am kashiajabre, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I installed this hair from BGMGirl hair. It is so bomb, y'all, like so bomb. I'm going to be showing you guys how I did it from start to finish, how I bleached the knots, how I plucked it, how I installed it, everything, girl. So if you are interested in that, make sure that you just continue watching this video, and also make sure that you thumbs the video up, and also comment down below and tell me what you guys want to see next, and also subscribe to my channel because my cash baby's lit. I'm lit, and if you subscribe, then you can be lit too, and that's on period. Okay, so let's just hop right into this video. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a mini unboxing for you guys. So when you first open up the box, you can see the hair is in there super neat, but we're going to get into that a little bit later. They also sent me 2 wig caps, some mink lashes, and also a little pamphlet, which was so cute on the inside. It also had a code on there, so if you guys want to use that, go ahead. But let's get into this hair. So they sent me a 24-inch body wave unit. This is Brazilian hair, and it was also 180 density. But look at this, y'all. Like, look at the girl. It looks so freaking cute and bomb. Like, if I actually wore my body wave units wet, they would be bomb, but I like to curl them for some reason. Anyways, they sent me transparent lace, I believe. And it appears to be pre-plucked. I believe this unit was a 13 by 4. I'm not sure, but check in the description box for everything. Everything is going to be there, and it's going to be correct. But now let's get into how I bleach my knots. So I used the Clairol BW2 powder lightener, which is just a powder bleach, and I used a 30 volume developer. I got both of these from my local beauty supply store, but you can go to Sally's. I know Walmart sometimes have the small packs of bleach, but they don't never have the big ones. So I suggest you go to like a normal beauty supply store or Sally's or something like that. Anyways, I'm using 1.5 scoops of this bleach, and I'm also just going to be eyeing it, y'all. I don't measure anything because I've been doing this for such a long time. But if this is your first time, then you might want to use measurements. I don't know the proper measurements. You did not come to the right place for that, but I will show you guys how I get the perfect consistency every single time. So I use 1.5 scoops of that, and then I eye how much developer I put in. And then I just start stirring it slowly, because if you try to stir this fast, it's gonna like hop out the bowl because the powder is so fine. So you gotta be really, really careful with this. Also, guys, also, if you are doing this for the first time, wear gloves, because I heard that you can get burned by this stuff. I've actually never been burned, but I don't want you guys to hurt yourself. So please just use gloves if this is your first time. So the consistency that I'm going for is gonna be like a toothpaste consistency. I know you guys have probably heard that before, but I promise you guys, it will never ever steer you wrong. Every time I go for this consistency, I never had over bleaching. So yeah, just look for that thick paste, like a toothpaste. I kind of know it by if I like pick up the brush and some drop, I know that it's not thick enough, because toothpaste is thick. So it's okay if you don't get it on the first try. You can add a little bit more bleach. You guys are going to see me do that as well, because I don't have it perfect all the time. So I add a little bit of bleach if the consistency isn't right, and then eventually it's perfect. So that is how I prepare my bleach. And as you guys can see, it is not falling off that brush. So that's how I know when it's like literally perfect. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you guys why I bleached knots. So if you look closely on the lace, you will see like little black dots. I'm going to push the mannequin forward so you guys can see it. But that is basically where they loop the hair through the lace to like get it to stay. So it's completely normal. If your wig looks like this, it's completely normal. That is why we bleach the knots, because a lot of people actually don't know why. It also makes the wig look a lot more natural. You can skip this step, but I prefer to bleach my knots every single time around, because it just makes the wig look like scalp. But as you guys can see, I am putting the wig on the mannequin head backwards so that I can access the lace. And I'm using some T-pins. I got these from my local beauty supply store as well. I know that you can find them on Amazon. Basically, they just hold the wig in place while you're customizing it. So it's super duper helpful. So I'm going to just be putting 4 of those all around the lace, just making sure that the wig does not move at all. And then we're going to start the bleaching process. Okay, so now onto the bleaching process. So the main thing when it comes to bleaching the knots is basically you just want to bleach just the knots. So you don't want to use too much pressure on whatever you're using to put the bleach onto the lace, because it will push the bleach through, and that's not what you want. You just want the knots, literally just the knots, to be bleached. So I can't really explain to you guys how much pressure I use, but I'm doing it very lightly. I'm just gliding it over. I'm using the very tips of this brush to even glide it on there, because I know that it's very easy to push it through the lace, and that is not what you want at all, because it's a little bit of a task to try to fix over bleach knots. I'm not gonna lie, it happens, but it's a task to fix it. So yeah, you just don't want to be using too much pressure. And also, when I start to put the bleach over the hairline, I'm going to go a little bit over the hairline, because I don't want to miss any of those hairs, because that is what you're going to see. That's what is going to be in the forefront. So you just want to make sure that you have all of those hairs. And yeah, that's basically it. Just make sure you use a generous amount and you're not using too much pressure. Okay, now we're heading over to the sink. I left that bleach on for about 30 minutes and now I'm rinsing it off. I just like to get it all off of the lace, guys. Please make sure when you're doing this, you're getting it all out, because it's been so many times that I have rinsed out the hair and I've installed it and everything and realized that I left some bleach in there. So please make sure that you get all of the bleach out. I'm going to be using some Shimmer Light shampoo. It's just a purple shampoo. It's going to erase any of that brassiness that came from bleaching the knots and just give it a more natural look. I put on a thick layer of this. I just leave it on there for about 5 minutes and then I come back and I wash the wig like normal. You can use whatever shampoo you use for your hair. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure that you're cleaning the wig very well before you install it. Okay, so now I'm just going to be using a round brush and a blow dryer on high heat, and I'm just going to be blow drying all of this hair. I like to work on dry hair because I feel like it helps me see what I'm doing more rather than wet hair, because wet hair can transform into something completely different. So I just like to know what I'm looking at. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. I'm not using any product. I'm just blow drying it. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to just be showing you guys how I plucked the part because the wig already came pre-plucked, so I kind of feel like it was cheating if I showed you guys how I quote-unquote plucked the hair because half of the work was already done for me. So what I'm going to be showing you guys in this video is how I plucked the parts. So I learned this technique from someone. It was a woman. She had a class and I really wanted to take it because her parts are always super duper straight. So I'm going to teach you guys the technique that I learned. Of course, I'm not going to say her name because I want sis to get her coin, but I'm going to be teaching you guys. So basically, if you look at the lace, it is a piece of fabric. So pieces of fabric have like lines where, you know, it was put together, and lace has lines. So basically, it is the simplest thing ever, but you would never think to do it if nobody ever told you to. All you have to do is look at the lace, look really closely, and pluck every hair that you see in that one straight line. I really hope that makes sense to you guys. But if you see lace, next time you look at lace, you're gonna see the lines that I'm talking about, and it's gonna click to you in your mind like, oh, this is the lines that she was talking about. But basically, all I do is I just go down in a straight line of the fabric, and I pluck every piece of hair that is in that line. And when I get done, it is the most straightest, perfect part ever. It's not over plucked because you're literally plucking the smallest line, and it's just so perfect. So yeah, that's my little technique. You guys will just see me doing that for the next few minutes, and yeah, you guys will see how fabulous it looks in the end. Do you guys see how natural and perfect that line looks like? It looks so pretty. But okay, now we're moving on to my wig cap method. As you guys know, I wear 2 caps. So I put the first cap over my natural hair, and I basically do that just because I use a lot of makeup, and you know, I use glue when installing the wigs, and it just protects my natural hair. And then I'm gonna be using this one. This is the one that I'm gonna quote unquote melt. And you guys have saw me do this 1,000,001 times, so I'm not really gonna be going step by step with you guys, but I will tell you guys everything that I'm doing. So I'm just gonna be cutting ear holes. After I cut the ear holes, I'm going to be using some Got To Be spray, and I'm also going to be using Got To Be in the black gel, and I'm going to be putting that all over the lace. Well, not the lace. What am I talking about? The cap. And then I'm going to be blow drying it on low heat and cutting the lace and applying my color makeup, if that makes sense. So I hope you guys are following. You guys will see it when I'm doing it. It's not all that complicated, but I do have a new technique for my caps, which is not in this part. It's in the next part, but I'm going to show you guys. So yeah, we'll talk more when we get there. So this is what the wig looked like when I first put it on. I did try the widow's peak technique, but I did not get to show you guys because I was literally watching someone else's tutorial while I was doing it. But it was basically like in the plucking part. Next time when I get the hang of it, I'm going to show you guys. I don't like to show you guys when I'm trying stuff out because it be a mess. But yeah, anyway, so I'm just basically adjusting the wig on where I want it to be, seeing if everything looks good, and then you guys are going to see me pull the wig back and adjust the cap up underneath, because when you are putting on your wig cap, you don't really keep in mind the hairline of the wig. So you have to go back and really adjust that type of thing. And you see me like kind of trying to memorize where I need to cut with my fingers. I do that sometimes. I've actually tried like drawing the hairline, and that didn't work out for me because it left like residue and stuff on my hairline. I ain't like it. And it got super cakey. I didn't like that. So I just kind of like used my fingers and kind of scratched my head so I remember when I pull the wig back where to cut. And I'm going to just cut all of that extra cap. And then I'm going to put the wig back on my head, readjust it, and keep doing that basically until I feel like it's perfect. Now I'm just going to be going in with some Ghost Bond. You can get this from Amazon. Actually, some of these, I keep saying that's annoying. And then I say it again, like really, okay. But some of the hair stores up here in Atlanta have Ghost Bond, so maybe your local beauty supply store carries it. I know in my small little town it didn't, but yeah. I normally just order mine from Amazon. This is the only glue I ever use. It's never let your girl down, so I really like it. And I'm just going all over the cap with that. And this is the technique that I'm telling you guys about. So what you want to do is you want to take the comb, and this is how you're going to quote unquote melt your cap. You're going to use the glue, and you're kind of going to roll the comb so that you're pressing the cap downward on your forehead, if that makes sense. So it's basically just going to ensure that the cap does not go nowhere. Like, it's literally going to melt the cap up underneath the wig. You won't be able to see it because it's going to be glued down to your head, literally. So yeah, that's the new, cap method that I've been using, and it works like a charm. So this next step is optional. If one layer of glue is good for you, then that's just what you'll do. But your girl over here be needing 2 layers of glue because I sweat a lot. I shower without a scarf. Yeah, so I be going crazy over here. So I be having to use 2 layers of glue now, and I'm just gonna be basically just spreading that out. When you're applying this wig glue, you just want to make sure everything is smooth. You don't want chunks of glue because once it dries, it's going to be really hard to get out, and you're going to be able to see it up underneath your wig. So just make sure that you're just smoothing it. I was using this comb, but it's better if you use like a popsicle stick or something with a smooth and flat surface so that you can like really get an even amount on every area. But yeah, I ain't have one, so I just was using a comb. And then I'm just taking some alcohol and going over my face and just getting all the excess glue off, because you don't want all of that on your face, especially when you're about to lay down this wig, because it like stick the lace that you don't want on your face. Like, you don't want that. So anyways, I'm going in with the same powder that I use for my cap, and I put that all over the lace, and I'm positioning the wig to place it down on my head. And once I place it down, how I kind of get it to stay is I take a comb, and then I take the blow dryer on cool heat, and I just press it down, if that makes sense. So I just make sure the lace is close to my skin, and this helps the drying process a lot, because sometimes after a while, the wig glue, if you don't properly dry the wig glue, it will turn white. And so I just find that doing this just kind of eliminates all of that. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. Okay, so this is another optional step. If you like baby hairs, I like to go ahead and pull them out. And I do this because, as you guys know, I don't cut the lace first. I style the hair first. So yeah, I go ahead and pull out the baby hairs everywhere where I want them. It didn't end up working out how I thought it was gonna work out, which is why I'm like skipping around a lot of this. I was spraying some Got To Be all over it. I think that was a mistake. I'm also gonna show you guys something else I think was a mistake. But I'm going to be just using this elastic band that I got from my local beauty supply store. And yeah, as you guys can see, the baby hairs are just hanging down, and I'm going to cut them. And yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later. I'm just going to be letting down the hair, and it's got to be straightened and everything. That's what I'm going to be doing to this hair. Yeah, here I am cutting the baby hairs, child. I don't know what I thought I was doing. I had good intentions, but sometimes stuff just don't work. Well, it actually did end up working out, but I'm going to show you guys what happened. But yeah, now I'm just going to be going through and flat ironing the hair. The only product that I'm going to be using is this Bio Silk, and it's actually the light one, Lite. And that's what I'm going to be using to straighten out the hair. I think I straightened it on 450 degrees, and I'm using a babyless flat iron. So I'll have all of the tools that I used and all of the products that I use in the description box, so you guys can go there. But I'm using the chase method to straighten out this hair, and this hair straightened out so freaking pretty. Like, I love the way that this hair straightened out. It was just so bomb. But you guys will see more of that when I get done. So yeah, I'm just gonna be going through and doing that to my entire head. So y'all, look how freaking pretty this hair is. Like, it's straightened out so freaking beautiful. So anyways, I'm gonna be clipping the hair backwards so that I can go ahead and cut the lace now. I'm also gonna be removing that elastic band and also pushing the baby hairs that I cut back. I just like to pull them down because it helps separate them from the hair, and that helps a lot when you're laying them down, just separating them. So yeah, anyways, I'm just going in with some kitchen scissors, girl. These ain't even no shears. These are some kitchen scissors because I don't know where my shears went. Like, if you were on my live that day, then you know, like, I was interrogating Zay for my scissors and he just act like he don't know what happened to him. So I had to use some freaking kitchen scissors to cut my lace. And it ended up working out pretty well because the lace was transparent and you couldn't really tell. Like, it looked like scalp. You couldn't even tell the difference. So the first thing that I do when I'm doing my baby hairs is I go ahead and just take some tweezers and I thin them out because I don't like thick baby hairs. So yeah, I'm just thinning them out. I'm gonna tell you guys where I feel like I went wrong in this process. This part I do vouch for. I love thinning out the baby hairs. Do this, okay? But you guys will see a little bit later what happened. I'm just using some edge booster. I was always kind of against using like edge control on wigs because I just thought that it gets greasy. But I decided to try this wax stick and I kind of actually like it. So yeah, I'm just pushing the hair back away from the baby hairs to separate it once again. And then let me tell y'all where I messed up. So I have been using this ORS foam, and as you guys know, I also use Ghost Bond glue, and I'm gonna tell you why this is a problem. So to deactivate Ghost Bond glue, you need alcohol. That's what you use to take it off. In the ORS foam is alcohol. So when I was laying down the baby hairs, my wig was coming up as well. So that caused a problem. I ended up just having to relay down that side of my hair. But you guys will see where it started to go wrong. I cut out a lot of it just because I don't really like to glorify, you know, me messing up. I do like to tell you guys how I messed up. So yeah, as you guys can see here, it was just getting really bad. The lace started lifting and yeah, child. So I had to get it together. So I stopped using the ORS foam and I started just using Got to Be in the black gel bottle, and that's what I use for my edges. And I just swoop them like I would my regular baby hair. So nothing special here, but I just like to share my mistakes with you guys because I don't want you guys to make the same ones. I will not ever be using that gel again. I mean that foam again when it comes to my wigs because I'm gonna forever be using Ghost Bond and it's just not compatible. But yeah, so yeah, that's what happened with that. That is the mistake I was telling you guys about. But I really like this wax stick. It really kept the hair in place and intact, and it worked really well with my hot comb. So I like the wax stick, but the ORS foam is a no-no. So now you guys are gonna see me thinning out my sideburns. I know right now they looking real thick. They looking like some Elvis Presley sideburns, but I'm gonna show you guys what I was going for. You guys are gonna see me use my flat iron and flip them upwards. Please don't come for me. I'm gonna show y'all what it look like when I'm dressed and got on my makeup and everything like that. So y'all don't be coming for me. It actually look real cute. It look a little bit questionable when I ain't really got nothing on, but it's cute. So yeah. That's what I'm doing here. And after that, girl, that's pretty much it for this install. If you made it to the end of this video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching and tuning in. This wig actually is going to run you about $205. But if you stay to the end of this video, I got a little bit of a surprise for you. I'm going to put the code on the screen, and that's going to give you some money off of this wig. So yeah, that's my little gift for you for just staying and tuning in with your girl. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the outro. Okay, so that pretty much concludes this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it or that you guys learned something. If you did, make sure that you thumbs this video up and also comment down below and tell me what you guys want to see next. And also subscribe to my channel because my cash baby's lit. I'm lit, and if you subscribe me, you can be lit too, and that's on period. So yeah, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Bye.